crazy story. Just like the others, how am I always involved? I can't explain it. Must be something in the air, or maybe it's just me. Is it me? Is it me? I can't explain. What else can
Welcome back, everybody, to Is It Me? I'm your host, Michelle Forrester, and it's Friday, so we've had another week to spiral. My co-host, as always, is Josh Shapiro in the house on his best behavior. And my guest today, I'm so happy to have him, is Andrew Corey.
Hello.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling okay. I'm spiraling like everybody else.
Yeah.
Right? This is the season for it.
Yes, I think so. Right?
Everybody I know is just
January,
going
February.
Yeah, everybody I know is just going through like a downward spiral of some sort.
Okay, what's your downward spiral that you're going through right now?
Oh my God, what aren't I going through?
Or you could give one that someone else is going through if you want. Like
My
someone,
friend Denise. Oh my God.
yeah, if your friends are
What a
going through
It's just
anything
like
you're
Doesn't know how to
constant,
get her life
constant
together.
anxiety. You feel like you can never keep up, and then as much as you try to put in effort, you feel like it's still not enough, and then you feel like you're not good enough, and then I'm gonna kill myself, and then I have.
and then you're like, ugh, I have to
Yeah.
I have to coordinate the suicide. It's a lot.
And I don't want it to be messy, you know, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to have somebody else clean it up. It's just, you know, it's too much. I have to be considerate.
If you guys killed yourself, would you leave a note?
That's a great question. Would I leave a note?
I feel like I'd want people to at least I don't know if I want them to know why I did what I did, but at the very least, just be like, here's how I feel about the following people.
Yeah, you'd record a monologue.
Yeah, don't show up to my funeral.
Yeah.
Fucking 13 Reasons Why over here.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. I was just about to say 13 Reasons Why was kind of how I would do it. Like send specific letters to specific people who've fucked me over.
And then all their lives are getting ruined in the process.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. I
Honestly,
feel like that's
it was kind of iconic. It was
Yeah.
that was, yeah.
It was like posthumous toxicity.
Just go after one person who didn't do anything that bad to
No.
you just to fuck with them.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
Just for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just
I can't think of a good
haunt
one,
them
but-
forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just hey, fuck you, Peter Bowen. You bumped me on February 23rd, and I'll never forgive you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peter, the rest of his life is like shit.
And and the whole time it wasn't Peter.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like leaving a note is very romantic.
Interesting. What do you mean?
It's just I feel like it's it's an element that romanticizes suicide. I don't know. Do we really think that a lot of people when they commit suicide are leaving notes?
I just thought
guess they're
leaving-
saying sorry to the people that they're gonna hurt, but
I always assumed leaving notes was very much in the movies.
that's what I mean. I think
Right.
I don't know that people
I think
actually do.
people leave notes in real life. Yeah, lots of people leave notes.
Did
It
Anthony
depends on
Bourdain
the-
leave a note?
No.
How did he die?
I think that there's two
Suicide.
different. I think that there's two different. There's so many different. But
Yeah.
in my head right now, I'm getting there's people who do it because of circumstances, things happen to them
Right.
in quick succession, and then they usually leave a note or something. But then there's the people who just were depressed for so long,
Right.
and just eventually just kind of get, and they're just, I feel so tired. Anthony Bourdain, I just feel like he was so tired, and he was just I don't.
He was just I'm gone. Plus, he left his mark on the world with his cooking, right?
Yeah.
Only 25 to 30% of suicides are accompanied by a note. Interesting. I always think I was trying to write a joke about this, and it's tricky because suicide's a tricky topic. It's not a topic people love to laugh about. But I was thinking, because there used to be, and I don't know if it was a myth, but there used to be women who would or people who would go and with stones in their pockets. And they would put stones in their pockets and then they would walk into the river.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and I don't know if that's just in poetry, but I just think that's so funny because to me it's that's so much effort. I feel after one stone, I would just be I gotta excavate another rock,
Yeah.
and put it in my pocket, and then just I don't know. It just sounds so terrible.
Exactly. Logistically, it's horrible because you got to get all the stones, and then you need to go find a river, and then
or an ocean.
Yeah, and then it's you have to drown yourself in the process.
Yeah.
And that takes a while. That's not
I feel like
immediate.
drowning and burning just sounds horrible.
Sucks.
Yeah, not fun.
No.
I was close to dying twice, and and it's
But like not
the
by
best way to
suicide,
die.
right?
No. So I was really bad at suicide. Nowhere near dying.
I didn't know you needed like qualifications for
You
it.
do.
Go-
No, I was really bad. That's not even a bit. I was so bad.
On your on his resume, he's like not proficient in suicide.
But no, so I almost died twice. Once I cut open my spleen and internal bleeding, and the other time I overdosed on Tylenol. I took these Tylenol codeine pills.
How did you overdose on Tylenol?
I took Tylenol codeine pills that were
Codeine.
left over. I didn't overdose on the codeine though. I just wanted to get high on the codeine, and I didn't factor in the calculations for how much Tylenol was in each pill because it was extra strength, and I took like 6 of them.
I don't think I've ever taken codeine. I don't even know what codeine is, to be quite honest.
It's just a vibe, dude.
Yeah, it's just
Is that what's in my water
it's
right now?
Tylenol. It's Tylenol vibes. TM.
Yeah, that's it.
Next time I go to 3rd floor, something my water is funky, I know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly. You're just gonna be vibing.
Just a vibe. What is codeine though? I think it's like a painkiller.
It's like a painkiller.
Yeah, it's a painkiller.
Hey,
So I both times like just was drifting off to the point where I could have just closed my eyes and never opened them again. And that to me is just the best way to die. If you're
Like
gonna die
peacefully, like just bye.
okay. So
and
then
like the fucking ambulance people are slapping me in the face. They're like, no, throw it on the bed. And I'm like, fuck off, man. Like,
And like,
Okay,
I'm
so then-
taking a nap.
exactly. Yeah.
all right. So then here's the other question: if you were in a state of like a coma or vegetative state, right, as a result of that, or for whatever other reason, would you want the plug pulled?
Oh, this is such an interesting question, Andrew.
This is dark.
So-
Guys, we're getting
Dark,
dark.
yeah.
I'm not usually a
depends.
dark, and I'm not usually a dark person.
Like, would I sign off on, like, especially in Canada with like all the euthanasia laws? Like, would I sign off on like someone else making that decision for me? Because if you're like a vegetable,
I think that.
But like, it was just more of like, do you want to be kept alive by a machine?
probably not.
So right now I have this ongoing theory about like the release of DMT in your brain when you die, and like that being the afterlife. You know what I mean? That like that experience is like what the afterlife is. I would imagine
Interesting.
that if you're a vegetable for many, many years, that release of DMT is gonna be a lot less powerful. So it's like take me out right away while my body's still like fucking pump, rather than like a vegetable for 20 years and then just like
Only you would think about suicide and consider the level of high you could get. He's like the quality of the high. He's like the pull it, so I get the full effect.
Exactly.
He's like,
We're trying to let
he's
it
like I
lose
need
its potency.
a bong hit of DMT.
Are they dropping like THC in the like IV? You know what I mean? Like,
I
are
mean, fuck yeah, dude.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Okay, I don't know enough about the science of like what gets released when you die. Is that what are a lot of those chemicals?
DMT is the thing that makes you dream, and then it's also like it's released. It's proven it's released in humans when you die. It's just like a
but it's only like a brief moment though, isn't it?
well, that brief moment in reality could feel like an eternity for someone who's experiencing it. Because what DMT is, it's a 5-minute experience that people say they feel like they live a lifetime. So like what that powerful, you know what I mean? And the natural release in your body, that also is something that makes me hesitate on trying DMT in real life, because then it's like, what if I built a tolerance and then I ruin that death high?
Right.
I need a tea break until fucking,
It's all about preserving
you know?
the high.
Well, that's what scares me. But then maybe it's like I want to like tap into it and know how to navigate
it,
And
yeah.
then once I'm there, I can fucking go to my fucking home that I already built in this world.
Josh,
you know?
do we need to get you into like a group meeting?
Yeah,
It's like it's not animal. It's like he's like I'm gonna go build. Like it's animal farm. You're like, I'm gonna go back.
I don't know. I'm gonna load my game. You know.
That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I think I would I would make someone make the decision for me. Like if I'm really in a vegetative state where like I have no thoughts, I think if I lose like motor function, like I remember reading about someone who was communicating through eyelash blinks.
Oh.
And like they still had their family and they could still feel love and they could still like whatever, but it wasn't like the best life. They were bedridden, but they communicated with eyelash movements.
Oh, interesting.
And like that's how they would communicate with their family. Yeah, I don't know.
How long can you go on?
I
Like,
guess
okay,
get rid
hear
of
me
it.
out.
I guess get rid of me. I mean, I think that
Hear
feels
me
like a
out.
burden.
If you guys were to be in a vegetative state for like, call it 15 years from right now,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And then you get out of it.
Yeah.
And you gotta go back to life.
but wouldn't your brain have Like you would suffer. You would
No,
You would have
there's people
suffered
who are
from
in a
it.
coma for many, many, many years and they get out of it. I've seen
Right.
movies.
Right.
I saw Kill Bill. She came back.
There you go. The
For
one I'm thinking
15
of
years.
is
That's not
Kicking It
like
Old
brain
School.
damage.
I don't think so. I think there's different types. I think there's
Okay.
like as long as like blood flow to
Well,
your
it's
brain
gonna
is
definitely
good,
take you a
you're-
long time to be able to like learn how to walk again.
Well, no,
Because you've
even-
lost
yeah,
a lot
that's
of
it.
like muscular function.
Walk again.
Yeah, but
You have
that's
no
different. I
money.
would do that. Physiotherapy, like if I
No.
have my brain, I'll be fine. I just need my brain.
It's just
That's
it seems like yes, like life is amazing and you gotta, but it just seems like goddamn that would fucking you're gonna be behind on everything. You're gonna not have your friends anymore. You're to the point where like everyone's kind of been like,
Where
okay,
are
we
my,
give up.
where are my friends gonna be? It's 15
It's
years.
15
from now.
years, man.
I'm gonna be like 50. What do you mean? People are gonna be dead.
Yeah, your friends are gonna. Your friends move on.
That's it. People move on.
People move on when you move away.
Yeah, that's true. But I
after
feel like
3 years of a coma, you really think they're fucking coming to wash your toes?
I mean, after a month, guys, I'm gone. But the thing is, though, is that like, I feel like if I were in a coma for 15 years, I'm doing the talk show circuit. I'm making myself relevant again, but
When you
on
come
a wider
back.
scale. Exactly.
I've never respected you more. The way that you, I didn't even consider that. You're a genius.
A hustle is a hustle is a
Yes.
hustle.
Oh my God, you're smart.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, never mind. I take
So
it
you
back.
come back and then you're famous for the 15-year coma.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's.
Oprah,
mean,
I got a new lease on life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, why can't I get famous for that if Gypsy Rose got famous for having her mom murdered?
True.
Yes. I just learned about Gypsy Rose. I didn't know
She's killing
her
it.
whole story.
She's killing. Okay, that's.
well, maybe
Yeah.
choice of words, but that's okay.
She is. This is her year, guys. Like she's all over the
She's
place.
apparently Love on the Spectrum season 5.
Why? She's married. Oh my god. Sorry.
Cut it.
Is she autistic?
No.
Okay. I literally don't know. I don't know anything about Gypsy Rose. I just learned about her on the Canceled Pod.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Did you watch her? So you didn't watch a documentary about her?
No.
Okay, watch a docu-series about her. That was made
Okay.
a couple years ago.
How many parts?
It's like 3 episodes.
Okay.
It was made, I think, a couple of years ago, and it was like.
It's about how her mom got murdered and she went to jail for it.
Yeah, and she's interviewed in it, right? Because it's like at the time, it's like she has like just started or had, she like just started her prison sentence.
And did she do it?
She did. She did 8 years of the 10 years of her prison
But
sentence.
she killed her mom.
Well, yeah, she had her mom killed. She was like she like met this guy online.
But like, okay, but then also, I don't know if this is proven, but like her mom was like basically abusing her for years and kept her as a prisoner.
So basically, her mom had Munchausen by proxy. So
Oh God, that's horrific.
Yeah. So
That's
basically,
horrific.
she convinced doctors that
Yeah,
she was sick.
I know what.
She was
No, I know what
poisoning
Munchausen by
her.
proxy.
It
Munchausen's
was-
is an insane disease, and by proxy is like really crazy.
Yeah, and she even
it's
convinced
the
the doctor.
crazy mom disease.
She convinced the doctor to have her salivatory glands removed.
No. It's like really scary. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like, there's a lot of really scary cases. I deep dived into Munchausen by proxy a few years ago.
Like you
have
were doing it?
No. I just like, have you ever seen, it's really good. It's
That's why Mike Lattis
Sharp
had stuff in
Objects.
comedy.
Sharp Objects on,
Yes,
have you seen the show?
I think
With
so.
Chris Messina and Amy Adams.
Okay.
Anyway, it's like they deal with that topic. And when I learned about it, it was so like horrific to me that I like went on a deep Reddit
So
dive.
I heard about Gypsy Rose years ago and thought that the court like let her go. I thought that she was free, and then she just popped back up, and I realized she actually had to go to jail because to me it makes so much sense. You're a kid, you're basically a prisoner for years. That like you get
She
your mom
wasn't a
killed.
kid though. She was She was an adult when she had her mom killed.
Sure, but you're like you're like a hostage that was there for 20
for
years,
sure,
or like
for sure.
a serial killer had you for 20 years.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's crazy. The way your
Yeah.
brain
Yeah.
works, you don't know.
Did she have any kind of Stockholm?
I don't recall. Me, she might have. I think she feels bad that like that's what that's what it got to.
Yeah.
And she does feel
Right.
bad that like this happened to her mom.
I
I think it
also
was like
thi-
her. I also think it was her only way out.
There were like messages with the boyfriend and her about like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill her. I think that that's what got her in trouble.
Okay, but she's like mega famous now. And like
Now,
people
yeah.
are riding
She
for
got
her.
married.
Okay.
While she was in prison, she met a man. She got married, and
Yeah.
she was getting letters from men all over the world.
Of course.
Men from Italy were writing to her. Okay, and honestly, to be quite honest, I think the rest of us should be ashamed.
Prime real estate. Put me in
Yeah.
jail. Give me some
Like,
Italians.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm moving to Italy. I'm going to the Riviera, guys. Like it was just like she's getting all these men.
if you organize, I'll kill your mom for you.
Well, she's already dead, John. I don't know what to tell you.
Sorry. I could clip it.
So you can leave it.
He's like,
No, clip it.
your
Clip
job's
it.
done.
Let's post
Your
it.
job's done.
Throw some subtitles on it. God
Jeez,
damn.
Lord. Okay, but people are like more off. Like it seems like they're on her side more than they're not. Is she like a controversial figure, or is there some people that are like, you got your mom killed? Like that's insane.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are people like that, but I feel like a lot of people are kind of like when she got Instagram after coming out of prison, she now has like millions of followers overnight.
Yeah, she does have millions of followers.
So I think a lot of people are just kind of like, like we were never, almost empathizing in the sense that we were never in her situation, so we don't know what it was like. But that's probably probably was her only way out of that situation.
Yeah.
Pantelis hates her. Thinks she's a
Horrific.
horrible person.
He hates everybody.
The
What do you mean?
Greek came out at him like I've never seen before. I'm like, but bro, her mom was abusing her and kept her as like basically a person. He's like, but bro, that's your mom. You can't kill your mom.
Yeah,
That's your
yeah.
mom. You can't. You
Yeah,
came
but
out of her,
Pantelis
bro.
and his mom are very close.
Yeah,
So I feel like for him, he's like,
bro, you can't kill your mom.
he's like, no, you can't do that. Yeah, it's exactly. He's just like, it's just like he just broke, misfired.
This fucking bitch killed her mom.
I'm always so fascinated by people who write into prisoners. Like, I'm like,
Yes.
who are these people? And like, what inspires you to like reach out,
I mean that, and like also like, aren't you worried that like, I mean, I don't know, depending on like on the prisoner you're writing to and like the crime that they committed, aren't you worried that like they're gonna know where you live?
I guess
Well,
you
no,
just
that's
don't
part
put.
of it.
I
That's
guess you
part of
just
the
don't.
excitement.
Or you don't have to put a return address. You can
No,
just
no,
like
but,
write
like-
letters in, and they won't
Right.
write. I also think it's really interesting that prisoners can get married because like Lucas Magnotta also got married.
Did he?
Yeah, in
Gross.
prison.
I mean, good for him, dude.
He married a murderer.
Well, somebody
He married a guy who had murdered like 4 or 5 people.
To another prisoner.
Yeah, he got married to another prisoner, and they like had a whole wedding for him.
Did
And
he
I
marry?
think he had like they were allowed conjugal visit, like everything.
Did he marry Paul Bernardo?
No, that would have been like a perfect Canadian
I would. That's a
serial
love
killer
story.
love
Yeah.
story. Yeah. No.
Wow. Well, I mean, okay, so I know somebody whose mom was selected for jury duty for Luca Magnotta's case.
That's
Oh my
crazy.
god, and didn't do it.
She chose not to. She was like, because she basically told the judge,
well,
she's
she
like,
probably got dismissed. You can't choose not to.
well, basically what happened was she told the judge, I already believe he's guilty.
That's what you could do. You just go
right,
unbiased.
right.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna.
Unbiased.
He's guilty. He's going.
But I
Guys,
feel like
I saw him kill those cats. I'm not. He's going to jail for this.
right. I feel like they'll question you a little bit more, though. I feel like nobody wants to do jury duty.
But guys, if I got
I
selected for
would.
jury duty,
Oh my God. yeah.
I'm dying to. Like
Yeah.
it's my civic duty, not to. I'm like Jessica Day like that. I'm like, make me. I'm gonna be what's the foreman. Like I'm gonna be the top of the jury. I'm gonna run the jury. Okay, like unanimously.
you
I'm
are
gonna-
the Regina George of
Yes.
the jury.
Yes, I
well, I
am.
just want to like I would for sure love to have been on the jury for like Luca Magnotta's case, Ghislaine Maxwell.
Oh no! Yeah. What the fuck? Of course.
You know?
That's
Yeah.
the one.
Like
What? Oh, Ghislaine, you mean? Or his name's
Ghislaine?
Ghislaine.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
It is Ghislaine, but I
Yeah.
guess we call her like English media calls her Ghislaine.
yeah, maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
But I don't know what was her involvement in it? Because I feel like
She was like
Wait,
a
wait,
procurer.
She was the groomer.
We're gonna say.
she's just
she
like
was- she
she's
was a
like
pimp.
alive.
She's a victim.
She's the only
a
one who's
victim.
alive.
No, she's so deep on it. She's
Oh,
like.
I believe that she's
Okay,
deep.
okay, okay,
I've
okay,
read
okay,
the
okay,
things
okay,
where they're
okay,
like
okay.
using her apartment and stuff.
Yeah.
Like she was deep in it.
And I'm pretty sure her dad is like connected to it.
No,
and
her
then,
dad,
like,
no, but her dad passed away like years. Like,
no. But her dad was like part of the ring and whatever. And her and Epstein
Oh.
getting married is like also just like a piece of like her dad was like he needed to get close. Epstein needed to get close to her dad.
No.
For, like, other
I
shit.
think that she met Jeffrey Epstein after her father passed away, and her and Epstein never got married.
I don't think so.
I thought they were just friends.
They dated.
Okay.
They were a couple for a long time. I guess in an open relationship. But honestly,
It was real open.
yeah, one of the
so
OGs of
many-
open relationships.
So many quotes in the documents that were released of her.
No, I
telling
know
people,
her
like,
name. I
go.
know she's like cited everywhere as like being part of it.
But why is she still alive?
But what was she on trial for?
Oh, she basically
Directly.
She was
like
on-
obviously she was involved in stuff and maybe
Human-
coordinating, but
Oh.
she was like help like
I think
I just want to know like 'cause
Yeah.
people always just like throw her into the mix and then I'm like
Matt, can you look
but
it up
who
so we
is
get
she,
it
like what
accurate?
is what is she really
I'm gonna
guilty
guess
for?
I think
some sort of human trafficking. That's my guess.
it was sex.
Okay.
It was sex trafficking.
Sex
I believe.
trafficking.
Sex
and-
trafficking.
Of like a minor. I think there. I don't know if maybe there was rape involved. Not sure, but Yeah. And she got like 25 years. So, it's a pretty...
I mean,
for
that's
conspiring
not,
with Jeffrey to sexually abuse
nothing.
minors.
Oh, so she got conspiracy.
But if I'm not wrong, I think she was the one that made the girls comfortable getting like I think she was the one who like lured them in.
Yeah.
Like what is it, like a hen something?
What?
What's it called? Like when like a pimp has like a girl who like brings the girls in.
Oh, like yeah, I forget
the name.
I forget the word.
I'm not
but-
really
A
familiar with
madame?
this lingo.
No.
When you said hand, I thought you were talking about like Handmaid's Tale.
No, like a hen, like mother hen, something like that.
A
where it's
mother.
like-
That's crazy.
But no, this is and like so I just saw this shit. She used to go to Disney every year and do like this speech at Disney.
Love that.
And the Disney cruises would stop on their island for the kids to snorkel.
Like on Epstein's, that's crazy.
And not all of them are coming back.
And Disney is the place where the most kids go missing in the world. So many kids go missing
Of
at Disney.
course.
And there's the Club 33, like the
Wait, where do they
Masons
go?
thing. That could be whatever.
Well, it's just where like kids get kidnapped.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the perfect place to kidnap a kid.
I guess.
you have
I've never been to
candy,
Disney World.
you
I
have
don't know,
whatever.
guys.
You just walk into a crowd with a kid. You know what I mean? Kids.
Right.
If it's a
Don't
calm
kids
kid,
scream anymore?
They got an iPad. What are they gonna do? They're fucking hitting the numbers.
But they also like if they're young, they don't know.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So if someone comes up to you and is like, "Hi, your mom told me to come get you," like,
See, this
know,
is
you're
how-
taught-
not for nothing. Like predators can sniff their prey.
But here's the
They,
thing,
like,
though.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they
If
know
If I was
like
a
who to look
kid,
for.
if somebody said that, this is how I know it was bullshit. Because if they were somebody who was like not an immigrant and not speaking Arabic to me, it was like one of my parents' friends. I'm like, you're not one of my parents' friends. My parents have no friends.
yeah,
Like my parents only ever hang out with like other relatives.
oh man, yeah. No, I mean, Tom Murphy has this great joke about how like he's watching his nephews and then like a white van shows up and he's like, "Take them, natural selection." He's like, these fucking kids are so stupid. Why are they getting into a van?
Yeah, and they're like, oh, let's go to this like unmarked van.
Yeah.
yeah. But when I was in the third grade, the CTV News showed up to my school. And they picked a couple of kids from each of the third grade classes. I think they picked the minority kids, to be honest. And it was like basically like a news segment on like stranger danger. So,
Okay.
So basically, each of us had to like say something to the camera about like warning other children like what to do. And but the thing is though, they aired it because I remember I
That
had
sounds counterintuitive for all the kidnappers. Like, we're gonna get this.
Look at all these kids.
Yeah.
We're gonna get the spokesperson.
Yeah.
We're gonna get him first.
It's like an infomercial for kids at that school. Like
yeah. Come to our school. We have a diversity of kids to choose from. But yeah, so then it aired, but I never saw it. So I almost recently thought about reaching out to CTV and giving them like the year
You
and the
should.
school that I went to at the time and seeing if they
He's
still
like, yeah, we got it on the hard drive.
and see if they have it on like if they have it in archive. And I remember the line that I said too.
What did you say?
I said, "Never go in a stranger's car."
Never.
And here I am as an adult, and I've done that multiple times.
Oh, tons of always.
Their cars, their homes, all of it.
There was this waitress. You guys might have seen her. Her name's Lily. She's very tall. She has tattoos, and she's
Where is
very
she?
like slender.
Where would I see?
Just everywhere you go, any restaurant you walk into.
Stogies.
Lily's there.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Any restaurant.
Because
Sorry,
the
for
kind-
me,
the-
I get it. I get it.
The
I get
kind
it.
of server that you described reminds me of like the typical server you'd see at a restaurant where you have an uncomfortable stool and it's $20 for a hamburger and no fries.
She would be really good at that as well. But
Obviously.
Stogies too, same. You know what I mean? You're buying cigars and scotches. So Lily's sober now, and Lily when she was drinking was a
Yeah.
mess. It was real bad. And there was one time where she was fucked up, running around, and I don't know what she was doing. Many things happened that night, but at the end of the night, she saw a van, and she just ran up to the van and jumped in the back of the van.
What?
It was literally a white van. They just watched her jump in the back of this van.
And you guys didn't do anything?
I didn't even work at the bar yet. This
Okay.
is
Oh,
everyone's
this is lore.
freaking out.
This is Stogie's lore.
Yeah, this is deep lore.
Okay.
She's basically going to be the premise of an episode of Law and Order Special Victims.
Literally.
Yeah.
So everyone's freaking out. They don't know what to do. They're calling her. She's not answering. She had a roommate. One of the busboys at the bar was her roommate. Maybe he was a bartender at the time, but I don't think so yet. I think he was just a busboy. And it doesn't matter. He gets home.
We want to know his position.
Okay.
So,
Well, no, these are
She
details.
is-
We're on the case now. So
She is safe in bed.
okay.
jumped into it.
And there's like a giant white and black dude in their kitchen just with all his weed smoked.
Wait, when you say a giant white and black dude?
Just
You mean,
two giant
Oh, two
dudes.
guys. Okay.
Like white dude and black
the way you
dude, just
described it, I was
giant.
thinking about like a man who's like a black and white cookie.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. And they were like apparently like literally like wearing like wife beaters, like
He got
just like
kidnapped. She got kidnapped by an Oreo.
got kidnapped by an alien. It's like she found the UFO.
Yeah.
So she was in bed. She was safe. There was she was wearing all her clothes that she jumped in the van with.
They helped her home.
They helped her home, and then they
nice.
just stole the roommate's weed. It's just like only the roommate got fucked in this situation.
That's
And it was
hilarious.
pretty funny.
That is
Wow,
pretty
wow,
funny.
so there's still good people out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess.
I mean, hey, they stole his weed. They're like, we're gonna get something out of this.
Yeah.
I came across a situation that very much was Special Victims Unit.
Okay, tell us.
It was around Christmas a couple of years ago. I was leaving Hurley's after one of the shows. And I was walking home. I used to live in the Plateau, so I was walking on Sherbrooke. And it was snowing. And there was this girl standing outside the Sofitel Hotel. Okay? And she was crying. She was wearing just like a little dress, no shoes, no jacket, nothing.
Oh, God.
Okay. And it was like the end of December. Okay.
Right.
So I was walking by and I was like, I can't just like leave this girl.
No.
And I was like, excuse me, like, are you okay? And she goes, yeah, I'm doing all right now.
Like,
and
get
I,
away from me. And then she says the gay F word.
That's me. So then she was like, yeah, like I'm okay. And I'm like, are you sure? I'm like, because you don't have shoes and you don't have a jacket. And like this,
Honey.
you know, like, it's snowing. Like, do you need money for brunch tomorrow? Like, what's happening? So then she's like, I'm just waiting for my friends to pick. She was visiting from Ontario, so she goes, I'm just waiting for my friends to pick me up in an Uber. And I was like, well, I was like, I'm gonna wait for you. I'm gonna wait with you here.
Yeah.
Okay. So and she goes, thank you so much. She had a phone, so she's like waiting, and I wanted to ask her all these questions, right? Because in my head, I'm like, okay, I know exactly what to like ask, like description of the person, where, how, where did it take place? Was it in the hotel? Which floor? Which room number? Look at her fingernails for like DNA. Like,
Yeah, you're swabbing. You have Q-tips
No, he's
in
ready.
your bag.
He's
yeah,
ready.
I'm ready. I have
You have
it
little
all.
tubes, too.
I have latex gloves. I'm like checking her fingernails, to see if she's scratched for DNA, all of it, right? Yeah. And I almost want to be like, go to the hospital, don't shower, like
Yeah.
do the full test. Anyway, and then her friends came and the Uber was on the other side of the street and like she's walking through like slush and I was like, do you want me to like, I offered to like pick her up and like carry her. Right? Because, like I'm not like a jacked person, so I don't do that. So she's like, no, it's okay. So I walked with her like across the road or whatever. And she was like, thank you so much. And she like gave me a hug. And I was like, good luck, sis. Like, I always wanted to be like, you need to call Detective Olivia Benson.
Yeah.
God damn.
This was. But yeah, I basically, in the moment, I was like, okay, well, at least I know what I would do when the situation comes up.
Yeah.
I know the questions. I know what to look for.
Yeah.
Right. And
Did she seem like she had like been through some kind of like struggle or altercation, or was she just wasted and lost her shoes?
I mean, her shoes, her jacket,
Right.
and like crying outside of a hotel.
She was crying.
She looked like she had been crying. She was standing outside of a hotel, right?
yeah.
At like 12:30, 1 a.m.
Damn.
Yeah. So I was getting ready to ask
But
all
she
the
got
questions about the
into
person.
the Uber with her friends.
Her friends were already in
and
the
they were
Uber.
like, okay.
Yeah. But I was ready to ask all the questions to find out who the perp was.
That's nice. A lot of people would have just like been probably walked by her.
I just felt like internally I am a sex crimes detective.
Nice.
And I just like couldn't let it go.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't think I would have been able to either.
But then, like, you compiled all that evidence. You just bring it home with you. You just put the fingernail clippings on, on your shelf.
Oh, gross.
Sorry.
Just like memorabilia.
Yeah.
Of the case.
The first case I ever solved.
It's unsolved though. It's a cold case.
Exactly.
It is a
I
cold
gotta
case.
go
We
back.
gotta go back to the Sofitel.
I gotta go back and get the. By the way, like, are they gonna get mad at us that we mentioned them? Is that like a
No.
possible crime took place?
No.
Yeah. So.
No. No.
Listen, I'm sure this kind of stuff happens at hotels all the time.
Yeah,
So,
all the time.
Anyway, so I'm gonna go back and see if they have the archive footage. I need a lot of archive footage of myself. This one, CTV News.
Just living in the archives. Oh my God. So you love SVU.
Yeah, it's one of
Yeah.
my greatest.
Oh my God.
My greatest pleasures in life.
You
to
should
watch.
write a spec. You should write like an episode. Because they're like, I'm sure they're always looking for episodes.
Do you think so?
Yeah, 100%. It's like, it's a procedural, so it's like that's all people want because they're cheap to make and you can have a million seasons of them.
But do you think they would like take like stories written by other people for it?
Yeah, or they might just bring you on as this like a staff writer, not a staff writer, but like a guest writer.
Oh my God, don't.
Okay, but
don't
wait,
do it,
you're
no.
talking. Sorry, I took a story of
Yeah,
us.
I'm
You
being-
talking SVU?
I'm talking SVU.
Okay, so now hear me out.
Okay.
Here, right?
Uh-oh.
No.
Okay, do we need to cut
It's
it?
amazing. Love the show so much, but like, do you want to be imagining and creating these situations? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I
think
used to think about that. Like when I watched that show, I was like, who the fuck is writing this?
Exactly.
But you know,
But I think now that I know a little bit more about like screenwriting, I think it's probably they look into old cases and get inspired by like
that's it.
things that have
100%,
already happened.
100%.
So I'm not as like concerned for the writers because
But it's like also like you get one. Let's say you get one chance, and it's like you pick something real weird. It's like why you know what I mean? Why'd you do
Yeah.
that? Why'd you do that
like
one?
maybe I'll write an episode about the Luca Magnotta case. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, you could be inspired by that
Yeah,
Montreal
that would
writer.
be good,
That would
yeah.
be great.
That scared a lot of gay men
And
at
then
the
you-
time.
Well, of
course,
course.
yeah.
I mean, it was targeted.
Watching
at,
that
it was
fucking
targeted
Asian
at that
guy's ass get
community.
eaten was a traumatizing moment for everyone.
And then here we are, like still going to like strangers' houses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never listened
All
to my
of
own
us.
advice from the third grade, but yes. So I said like they go back to old cases. They're inspired by true events. So I don't think they have to make up the story. They just have to make up the dialogue.
No, yeah, and I think you can just get inspired and then like take it and then like change it a bit. But yeah, that would be I think that's a great idea. I think you should.
One
write
of
spec.
my biggest dreams is just to be on the show for like at least one episode.
Yeah,
I think they should bring
it's
me on-
very doable.
I think they should bring me on as a regular because I don't think they've seen the likes of me. But I think that at least one episode. You can make me as like a corrupt jury member.
Are you okay being a victim?
Yeah, of course. What do you mean?
Okay, I was just
Yeah.
making sure, you know
That
what I mean?
would be
'Cause then
fun.
you get a lot of screen time.
And the makeup that'd be fun to play
True.
someone dead.
And I want it to be like.
No, not dead. You gotta be like, you gotta get.
Oh
you
yeah,
gotta
because they
get-
do
you
give
gotta
the
get them.
backstory.
You know what I mean?
Well, how do you feel about Criminal Minds? I felt Criminal Minds was even more fucked up than SVU.
I didn't watch Criminal Minds.
I wouldn't say more fucked up because it's so many different things, but it was really good. Like it was really good.
Like it was well written.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going back, I don't really like the rewatch. Like SVU, I'll rewatch all day, every day.
Oh, interesting.
I don't love the rewatch on Criminal Minds. They're trying a little too hard, I find.
And I never
I don't
get like.
No, that's fair.
And
It's
the thi-
definitely more like there's more of like a tone to Criminal Minds.
Oh, okay,
than,
yeah.
There's characters you follow. Like
You get
it's
that
like
guy fucking with his schizophrenic mom, and he's got these fucking headaches, and it's just, what are we doing here? Just fucking catch the bad guy. What do we got to know about this? You know what I mean?
you didn't want too much backstory for you.
Yeah, what
in
the hell
Criminal
is going
Minds.
on here? They
But
all got
read.
there's 8 of them with a story. It's crazy. Ice-T, bro, he shows up, he drops a banger, and he walks out of the room. You know what I mean? Like SVU is great.
Yeah, and listen, like earlier when I was talking about like anxiety and like the things that I always constantly like worry about, and
Yeah.
blah blah blah, and then I watch things like SVU, and I love true crime docuseries and documentaries. Like I Am a White Woman, okay, and that shit just doesn't freak me out at all. I have no problem going. I can watch it by myself at
Yeah.
home at night and go to sleep, no problem. Like it doesn't scare me, and I don't know if that's
Do you
like
find
normal.
it helps with your anxiety? Do you find it like almost like offsets like what you're going through because you're watching something so bad that you're like in comparison, my life is fine.
What is
'Cause
it? Trauma porn?
Yeah, I would say it's trauma porn. I would
It's
say
like-
it's in the realm of trauma porn for sure. But I don't know that it's like because there's still a story and there's still kind of like the police work that goes behind it.
I think when I watch them, because I don't know how I say I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah.
But
No,
it's
but
just
it's exciting. It's interesting.
It's a way to like sort of disconnect from, other things that I'm doing in life, right? So it's
Yeah.
just like I can just have
Escapism.
my alone time watching this,
Yeah.
whatever.
Isn't it crazy though that like if you watch enough episodes, you get to a point where some of the crimes are like, oh, this is a boring one. You know what I mean? You ever like get to one and
You
it's
do.
like, really, it's just a stalker? Like what, dude?
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah. You're
mean?
like, ugh, stalker episode. Bring back the like, whatever, the child ring
Where's
or
the
whatever.
guy who would cut off their toes?
Yeah.
And I've never, and like, listen, I've never had a stalker, so maybe is it as traumatizing? I don't
You
know.
do have a stalker. You just don't know about him because he's good.
Oh wow, okay, and we know it's a he. Okay, I'd rather that then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't.
I saw you do 3 poppers last night.
I stopped watching SVU. Like, I don't know. I got it. I didn't like looking at like the evil in the world.
Oh,
Because I find SVU does a really good job of like showing us crimes that like we often don't see in other situations. Like I feel like SVU did Special Victims Unit. Most of it is like rape and like
Well, it is. It's all. It's
and
pure.
like
It's all
like-
sexual crimes.
Yeah, it's all sexual crimes, and it's like a lot of like child stuff, and like
Yeah.
you don't really see that in other avenues, but it's clearly something that's happening. And we just like can't look
Right,
as a society. We just can't look that evil in
Because
the eye.
it's almost like they're doing cop shows, right? And then they're like, okay, let's do a pedophile episode, and everyone's like, ah. So
Yeah.
okay, let's make a series where we only do this. So at least like we can do it.
Well,
often.
it kind of is the only. It's kind of the only like show that really talks about it in like a real way, as if it's like a real thing, you know?
Well, because-
like people don't want to talk about it. They don't want to. They get so uncomfy. I think so many people have experienced it, like been molested and stuff, that they just like, we just can't, like everyone, I feel like everyone's just like, when we talk about it, but it's like, it's happening. And it's like clearly, so it's happening
you know what? It's
everywhere.
and
Like
it's
it's
specific,
happening
so
everywhere.
Anyone who can't deal with it doesn't have to watch it. They know what the show
That's-
is. It's not like
yes.
it's gonna come out of left field and
But
you're
that's
watching
why,
Family Guy.
yes, that's why they don't like bleed it into other,
Yeah.
they don't bleed it into other shows, but it's, in my mind, I'm like, it's an issue we should talk about.
For sure. Because I was Lucy, we watched a bunch of episodes of SVU, and then I've told this story before, probably to both of you guys, but not the podcast. The Kochek girl, new Kochek girl, it was our staff party. She was wasted, out of her mind, and then she's like, "I'm gonna walk home." And I'm like, you can't walk home like this. This is crazy. You can't even like walk, you know?
Yeah,
so I
no.
went to one of the waitresses and I was like, she's refusing to call an Uber. She lives a few blocks away. Let's walk her home. Because I didn't want to walk her home alone as a guy. Like, that's weird. So I get a waitress. We go together. We walk her home. She's falling all over the street. It's horrible. We get to her place. She doesn't have her wallet or keys. Missing. We have to go back to the bar. We get another waitress. Shout out Lily again. Lily's sober now, and she's the mother of everyone. So we're like, Lily, can you let her stay at your place tonight? She's whacked out of her mind, and she doesn't have her keys or wallet. Lily's like, no problem. We sit her down. We go, just stay here. Just stay here, please. I leave. We're looking for her stuff in the bar. You know, we're looking for her keys and shit.
Right.
I turn around. She ran downstairs. She's like leaning on the wall, like fucked up. And there's a dude who found her. And he's like, "Oh, you lost your wallet and keys? I'll get us a hotel."
No.
And we're like, "Get the fuck away!"
Okay, well, I'm happy you were there. And
No,
that you did
it was
that.
crazy. I couldn't believe it. It was like this guy was like sober too. It's just like it's insane to me that it's just like he's like, "Oh, sick." You know what I mean? Like that's and he looked when we got pissed at him. It was like he looked at me like nothing was wrong. He's like, "What's wrong with you, bro?" He's like, "I'm trying to fucking get her a hotel. I'm trying to help her out here." And I was just like,
And it's like, no, you're not.
but if I wasn't watching as much SVU, I might not have even considered it.
That's good.
Because like I'm
like it.
whacked out of my mind all the time. A degenerate always finds his way home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was like, this girl is gonna, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and that's an uncomfortable story. I hate that he saw that as an opportunity.
It's crazy.
But it's great that you were there and that you said. I feel like so many people don't say enough. Like when they see something bad happening, they don't like say it.
Yeah.
And like I'm like you. Like I used to, when I was younger, we used to go out and like I was, you know, how, like every group of girls has like one friend who's like the bitch. Like I was always the bitch. Like that was like, stop fucking touching my friend. Like literally, like because guys would like, just grab my friends, and I'd be like, "What do you do? Like get fucked?" And then they'd be like, "Fuck you," and then they like leave and like, but they hated me. But like I was like, this is not happening.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You're
No.
just like, you know, I have an ass too, right? You know, I'm here.
Yeah.
But good for you. No, because like
Because people don't, because you watch and people don't say anything.
It's
They're
crazy.
just like, oh yeah, she'll be fine. What?
No,
No, this woman is not well.
and I am one to I will cause a scene in public.
Me too. I love a scene.
I love guys, I'm low key, I'm a Karen.
Good.
I'm not gonna
Good.
lie. Yeah. And
you don't take any shit. Like,
yeah,
you
and
just,
I've caused a scene on the metro. I've caused a scene. Yeah, absolutely.
I just imagine like a homeless guy like asking you for change and you being like, no, and him being like, come on, man. And you just standing up like,
No, I feel
I'm not doing that.
I will never cause a scene with one of them.
Sorry.
No. But otherwise, like people's behavior on the metro, I will cause a scene. If you are impeding like how I am trying to like get on and off the metro.
Yeah.
If you smell, whatever.
Oh, I want to say, if you smell, what do you do? No, Andrew. Yeah.
You make it obvious. Yeah.
Like
I'm sorry.
You like pitch your nose in the air. You're like, ooh.
You just get a dirty look, pitching your nose.
Yeah, like excuse me, like come on, like get a stick of deodorant.
That's crazy.
Come on.
Yeah. Soap is
You're
not
not,
that
a,
expensive.
you're not a goblin. What is that?
Goblin.
Yeah,
Shout
a
out
goblin.
Pantelis.
Yeah, exactly. Like, excuse me. I've caused scenes on the streets downtown,
Yeah.
like broad daylight too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago, a bunch of 18-year-old kids were drinking, and they all come downstairs, and like one of them starts hitting on this girl at the bar, and then like grabs her waist and like goes down like towards her, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm like, you can't. And then his boys jump in. Cause I'm like, don't let your friend do this. They're like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? And they all like
good.
jumped in, like,
Good.
you're fucking
Okay.
retarded,
At least
bro.
at least the friends were.
Guy friends need to like hold each other accountable
But
more.
I do think that
100%.
the new generation is more aware of that shit, like more and more
Yeah.
often. You know what I mean?
For
Like,
sure.
Our generation was just like roofies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just like whatever, and they're like, yeah. They're like,
Cosby had to go and ruin it for everyone.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
They're like, James is up to some weird shit, but like, but like, we went to kindergarten together, so like, he's a good guy. Like, ultimately, good guy.
That's why you gotta hold the top of
Kindergarten.
your. That's why you gotta hold the top of your open glass like this at a bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's my whole joke about
Yes,
how
yes,
I don't
exactly.
have to.
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
I just.
Have you ever gotten roofied?
No, I want to. No.
You want to? Well, I know. I used to know a guy who would like roofie himself
No. I used to
or, like,
take
roofie
Xanax
his
and
friends.
drink, which was like.
or roofie his friends so that they could have a good like night, like hangover. Like,
But the thing is,
I
though,
wanted
like,
us to have a good night.
but the thing is, though,
I'm gonna
like,
do crime.
But the thing is, though, like, if you get roofied, if you're gonna have a good time, don't you have to like force yourself to stay awake though? Because like, don't you just
So-
pass out often when you have a roofie?
Well, no, it's like because GHB is a drug that you can take recreationally,
Right.
but you have to take it at such a like.
But that's different though than the traditional roofie, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Rufalin and GHB are different.
Okay.
Yeah, but I know like when we were going out,
Also-
GHB was the thing we were scared of.
GHB makes women, it affects women like roofies, but it does not affect men like roofies.
That's
It
so
processes differently in the body.
interesting.
Classic. Women always have it worse.
Of course.
Classic.
Well, I mean, I'm sure the people who created the drug.
Like
what
shout out Pecorino, he just takes GHB recreationally.
No, I know. I have friends who do that too. But with that, you have to be so careful because apparently, if you like miss, you could like. It's such a finite amount, like such a finite science on taking the right amount that if you take just over the right amount, like then you roofie yourself. Then you like don't remember your whole thing. So what is it? Do you know how it presents differently in men and women? That's so interesting.
I just think that the enzymes in the body or whatever the fuck, like it just processes differently. There's some other shit that processes differently in men and women. I think alcohol is different in men and women too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Matt,
Interesting.
can you fact check it? I don't.
Please
like,
fact check.
I really could be talking out of my ass here, but I don't think so.
I don't know if it. Yeah.
The GHB thing, I'm 99% sure. The alcohol one is like I'm like 60% sure.
Yeah, I've never gotten roofied, and I'm not looking to get roofied either, Josh. Huh?
Damn it. That was my plan. I've been stalking you for years.
But if I found out that if I end up getting roofied, I will find out who did it. Okay. And I'm gonna be like Liam Neeson in Taken.
No, okay. Let's say you
I'm
get
killing
roofied.
you and all your associates.
Let's
Yeah.
say like your boyfriend just like doesn't want to hear you like talk for a night and he just hits you with one. You know what I mean?
I mean, at that point, you could just give him a Benadryl and with the same
Yeah.
effect.
you know, like if he just is like, I just need a fucking night, please.
Okay, that's different, maybe. But
No, but
otherwise,
it's really scary. I know some women who've been roofied and like you don't remember anything.
That's horrible.
if you don't,
Yes,
and the thing is, like, if you
100%.
don't have other friends there with you in the moment, like,
You're
because
fucked.
sometimes your friends will realize that you've been roofied and then kind of get you home.
Yeah.
But like, if you don't, then it's over.
So
right?
I
Like,
have one night where I blacked out. And I have
Just one?
I no so many, but one that like haunts me.
I've never blacked out in my life.
Really?
like never blacked out drunk. Good for you. Honestly, it's
I've
not
never
worth it.
like I've gotten like insanely wasted.
Yeah.
But I've never gotten to a level where I didn't remember like what I did last
Once
night.
you
Only
once you
twice.
black out, it's very easy to black out again.
Yeah, it's like you open up the portal.
It's only happened to
Portal?
me.
Your
Yeah.
brain's just like, this is how we deal with this.
Yeah, it's only happened to me twice, and honestly, it was horrible experiences, and I would like never want.
Was
that
it that
again.
you guys drank a lot very quickly, and then it just went right into? What's this? GHB users last 12 months. Total percent of those who passed out following use of GHB last 12 months. But it doesn't. What is it?
Can you
what are the bars?
on the search? Can you add processed?
I tried, but it's all like a bunch of science studies. Like it's like, but this is just men, this is women, and this is their sexuality. So women, I think on average, is 10% more likely to pass out than men.
Probably because women are like typically
And look-
lower weight. I don't know.
And look, heterosexual men have the fucking least likelihood of passing out. Fuck you guys.
Once again, we win.
Yeah,
Wait.
like enough.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. What does sexual orientation have to do with anything?
I think it's just studies. It's just like
Okay.
I don't even think this has to do with passing
Who's the
out.
largest one though? The biggest pink line.
Oh,
scroll
who
down.
passed
Yeah, but
out following you?
Scroll down, Matthew.
Lesbians.
Oh,
Why are
lesbians and
just passing
bisexuals.
out?
Wow.
Lesbians are just hooking up for 12 hours at a time, taking some GHB and passing out for 24 hours.
And this is like who used it.
Oh, okay.
Wow, that's really interesting.
So
Kinda
lesbians
scary.
really like GHB.
I was about to say, what like
The fuck's
I
going
don't
on?
I don't know what that is. If there's any listeners that know anything about this, let me know because that's really interesting. I would like to know what the correlation is there. But you were saying something?
About causing a scene.
No, you were saying. Well, Josh was insinuating that your boyfriend would.
Shut you up.
No, but basically, like if I feel like something's like bad happened, I will go and cause a scene. I'm not afraid. I will
Right.
cause a scene in public, on the spot, and my boyfriend doesn't like it a lot.
I've
right?
never seen.
I met your
you
boyfriend. Your
in
boyfriend
a
seems very
negative-
reserved.
He's not. I think he's a reserved person. It's just more of like I think for him it's just more of like no sweat off your back type of thing. Like
Let's
it's
just
not a
move.
big. Yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
let's
Just get away from this crazy
But for me, I'm
situation.
like no. Like I'm sorry. Like something has to go down. Because
Have you ever hit a human being?
No, I've never gotten into like a physical altercation. That's like I don't know how I'd handle.
Even
that.
like as like a kid?
No, even as a kid, I don't think I really did. I don't know how I would handle the situation, honestly.
Right.
I think if a guy tried to like hit me, I would just scream rape.
I feel
public.
like if you took like a boxing class or something, I feel like you could fuck people up.
Yeah, but like boxing, like you're gonna get hit in the face.
No, but you don't have to. You can just learn how to punch, not defend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, maybe.
Like a yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Or
But
if he did
when
like a
you say-
kicking, like long legs, just doof.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, you got reach. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you
that's
can fuck
true.
people up.
Tall. Yeah. But when you make a scene, you say
Yeah.
because you've said like, what does that look like? Because I've never seen you like angry.
Okay, so
I
never-
feel like I've seen it. I feel like it's possible that you've gotten upset with someone at a show or something once.
no, like okay, like for example, like one time I was walking. This is actually a couple months ago. I was walking on St. Catherine, and this guy was on his bike coming down one of the off streets, and he's on the sidewalk. So I'm coming, and then he almost just like takes me out, and then he just keeps going. And I shouted out at him, and he keeps going, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm not gonna let this go. So I chased him on foot. Yeah, I'm crazy.
I love that.
Yeah, so I chased him on foot. Okay. And I will say this, thank God for Montreal construction because that slowed him down and I caught up to him.
Oh, fuck yeah.
What did you say when you
I
got
told
there?
him off. That's,
Yeah.
that's what it was for me. Just like I want to like tell you off in the moment, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And he was trying to be like he basically said to me, he's like, forget about it, keep going, like don't talk to me. And I was like, oh my God. I was like,
Yeah,
you're
of
fucking with
course.
the
I just
wrong
ran
person.
4 blocks. I'm gonna say
You're
what I gotta
fucking
say.
with the wrong person.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
he looks at me and he goes, who are you? Who am I? Who am I? Bitch, I'm Detective Andrew Corey, Special Victims Unit. Don't fuck with me.
Pull out your badge.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like a cutout star that you made.
And then my boyfriend and I were grocery shopping once, and this person was in their car, and they turned on the intersection and basically like almost hit a group of people, including us. And so he just kind of kept going, and I was like, "Fuck it." So I gave the bags of groceries to my boyfriend, and I ran
Hold my
towards the car.
shit.
Yeah, and I ran towards the car. And my boyfriend was like, "I'm just gonna stay here. Like I'm not gonna get involved, right?"
Right.
And he's always very much just like, "You don't know these people. Like, what if these people like have a gun?" And I'm like,
yeah.
I just feel like that's more of like, I feel like you hear that more in like the U.S. I mean, obviously people have guns here, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like that fear is stoked from American media, right?
For sure.
And I feel like these people should be more scared of me than me of them.
Right.
In the moment.
Right.
In the moment. I got called a faggot on the street. My set is coming to life, by the way, by some random guy on St. Catherine.
That's
right?
insane.
And then we got into like a huge like verbal altercation on the street.
Are you like? Can you like? Are you like someone that's like?
Am I gay?
No.
No, like let's give this guy the benefit of the doubt. What were you wearing?
I would never ask you that. No, I'm just kidding. No, like, are you good with your tongue? Like, sharp with your tongue is what I was trying to say.
For sure.
Like, you know how to like.
Yeah.
That's
for
what I
sure.
meant.
He's good with his tongue.
I'm going after you, your whole bloodline.
Okay, yeah.
Will be infected.
That's very Arab
my God.
of you.
You're
What?
It's very Arab of you. Like that's
Yeah.
how Arab people insult. Like your mother's a whore.
Yeah.
That's Samson's joke, and it's so true. Like, fuck your ancestors, fuck
Yeah.
your grandmother,
Yeah, I don't-
fuck your cousins.
Yeah, like I don't care if your grandmother like I don't know, like I don't care if your grandfather was like a soldier in somewhere. Like fuck your entire bloodline. at that point.
Right. That reminds me of a story. Okay, and I've never told it on any podcast, and I was thinking lately maybe I would tell it on stage, but it's kind of nuts. When I was in I went to the Dominican when I was 19 with like 5 girlfriends. We did like it was like a slutty, like, you know what I mean? And we met this guy. It was like a slutty vacation. Just like,
I'm here for
it's
it.
an all-inclusive, you
We
know?
should do this with a female comedian.
Yeah, we should. And oh my God, no, I was gonna make a joke. I'll tell you guys after. Just don't invite one comedian. So no, we were like 5 girls, whatever. Anyway, I met this guy, and he was like obsessed with me immediately. Like he was really like into me, whatever. And we like him and all his friends, and we all like kind of became like one mega group. Okay. And he was crazy. We went to the like club, you know how every all-inclusive has a club, and I was dancing with like one of the animators, and he got jealous that I was dancing with one of the animators. And so he like came over to me and he was like, I saw you dancing with another guy. I was like, yeah, the guy who's teaching us how to salsa, like chill out. And he's like, I bought your friend a drink instead of you. And I was like, it's an all-inclusive. So you ordered her a drink. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for getting her a drink. But it got worse, okay? This man, and it has something to do with your story, this man had this tattoo on his arm.
The guy who you were talking to.
Yes, this
Okay.
guy. He had a tattoo that said Geno. And it said Geno, and it had this New York City skyline, okay? And so I was like, oh, what's your tattoo about? And he's like, well, you know, like when I was younger, I used to get into these rap battles like on the train. And he's like, me and this guy, we got into a rap battle, and like I destroyed him, and I like went for him and his family and everybody. Like I did his whole family.
Oh no.
And he's like, so like I basically like I genocided his whole family. And he got Geno tattoo because that became his nickname. But his nickname was Genocide. What? Like, is that not the most insane story of all time?
He got a tattoo.
Like, he doubled down on, like,
But
and
also,
not
like,
even,
not for nothing. Of course, this is the guy you hit it off with at the girls.
Yeah. Hey, he chased me. I didn't say that, like, whatever.
Now you were into it until.
No, but, like, I'm like, what? I'm like, imagine getting, like, half of Genocide tattooed on your...
That's crazy.
Like, that's
You know what though? Honestly, I totally believe that the reason why he got it as Geno and not the full word is because he couldn't take the pain anymore.
right. Ironically,
And then he just couldn't like.
He's like
finish
yelling.
it.
He's like, "How many letters left?"
Yeah.
yeah.
He got a tattoo based off of a nickname of Genocide.
Yeah.
That's not. I think that's like prison. That's like that. You should be in prison for that.
Yeah.
What would happen if I got the N word tattooed on me with a hard R?
You would get beat up
You think so?
a lot, and I think you would deserve it. You would get beat up a ton.
What if like somebody did it to me as a prank?
Then get it removed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cover it up and
I
get
can't
it
afford
removed.
it.
We'll do a GoFundMe for you.
Okay.
Yeah,
sick,
yeah,
thank
yeah,
you.
yeah.
I appreciate
If,
that.
hey, if someone like tattoos you in your sleep, that a slur on your body, I'll pay for it to get removed. How about that?
Thank you. Thank
Like,
you.
what?
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Do you have any fears?
Fears. Oh. Yeah. Of course.
What
I
is your
assume.
biggest fear?
Oh my
And that's
God.
what we'll end on because we're running out of time. But yeah, or like one of your biggest fear.
I'd rather than like an existential fear, rather than like dying alone or something like that. I'd rather like like mice or like something
Or like a
that.
phobia.
Like a phobia.
Yeah, he's asking if you have a specific phobia.
Because I want to prank you. Okay, I'm sorry. Just like compiling shit to fuck with guests the next time.
Okay, you know what like scares me? Mold in my apartment.
Ooh.
Oh, like black mold?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How do you feel when you like if you notice there's mold?
I mean, obviously we don't have any, but like I just feel like if ever for whatever reason you get it, I don't think I'd be able to handle it because I feel like at that point it's game over for your apartment.
Yeah. Well, you have to move, I
It
think.
is,
Yeah.
I think you have to move.
Yeah, and then not being able to qualify for Ozempic.
Those are your two biggest fears.
Yeah.
Didn't you already get denied?
I've never tried.
I have.
Okay.
I didn't qualify. Like immediately.
They denied you.
They asked 2 questions. They were like, "This is not for you. Keep it moving."
Oh.
Because it's
did
also
you
like
go
it's
in-
for it's it. I mean, it is. It's a like they're saying it's a great weight loss drug, but it is for life.
Did you guys hear about the side effects?
You have to take it for life. Yeah, the
Well,
side effects are insane.
Diarrhea for life.
The woman
then-
she developed a disease and now she has diarrhea for the rest
and
of her
then
life.
the other one, she puked until her teeth fell out.
Yeah, I mean, look, medication is
Anything-
not on any
crazy.
scale. Medication is not designed for every individual human. People's bodies, people process things completely different, and so it makes sense that you always hear these like crazy stories. Of course, like they just had her body.
Honestly, like I don't
their
think
body had a crazy
I don't think
reaction
you
to
could-
it.
You couldn't be affected by the first one because I feel like you and I both already have diarrhea.
Yeah, I was
for
like
life.
diarrhea for life. Like grow up. That's just being an adult.
Yeah, but guys, you have to understand. Like, I hang out with gay men. Like, I can't be going around having diarrhea.
Yeah, I mean, there's a
I mean,
different
just starve.
problem.
Just don't eat. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but I have.
Well, you have
I
to
need.
eat.
I need. I
Eat
need
when you're done.
A girl's gotta eat.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
You know what I mean? Like you told the guy, when we're done, I'm gonna have a hamburger. If I have a hamburger, it's done. That's it. That's the rule.
no, I was gonna eat the fucking hamburger beforehand if he didn't get his dogs away from me.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
God damn.
Right.
And
Use it as a
ruin all.
weapon.
Yeah, exactly, and ruin it all.
Yeah. You're standing there with your Uber Eats. You're like, put the dogs away.
That 2,000 thread count's not gonna like this.
No, I mean,
Is that a lot of thread count?
What, 2,000?
That's
I think so.
That's pretty good. Okay. But it's not. But a comfy sheet is not just based on thread count.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, diarrhea, but liquid diarrhea for life would be tough.
Yeah, because fluffy diarrhea is fun.
No, but I mean, just like a liquid forever, that would be brutal. But why did it do we know why that happened to her? Because I guess
It did
I mean, it
something
makes
to like
sense.
her stomach
It just
acids.
fucked up her-
It ruined her like stomach acids.
It helps with fucking losing weight, so I would assume that like maybe like that's what the body ends up doing is just puking food and shitting
I
food
wasn't-
rather than like
I don't think it like cleans you out. I think it
No, it
changes.
cuts your appetite.
It cuts your appetite, and then I think it maybe probably changes your because it
Metabolism or
boosts
something?
your metabolism.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. But I,
know.
mean, all the celebrities are on it and they look fantastic.
Yeah, they're all on it, but you can get like put it on that Reddit. My favorite hobby is adding Reddit to everything I ask. Inflammation of your pancreas, change in vision, low blood sugar, kidney problems, serious allergic reactions, gallbladder problems. Yeah,
Okay,
I
I
mean
feel like-
those are like pretty standard side effects. I feel like those are the same side effects for like Vyvanse and like any other drug.
Yeah, I feel like this is what they show on like,
Like
depression
drugs,
commercials.
Yeah, like drugs are like they're not. You're putting a foreign substance into your body and hoping that it'll blend with an existing ecosystem. Like it's possible that things will get messed up.
and naturally occurring.
All the I don't know. I wonder if like in 20 years doctors are going to be like, remember when doctors used to tell you to smoke?
really?
No,
Yeah, like
For
it was
blood
like,
pressure,
they would be
whatever.
like, it's good for you, like one cigarette, it's good for you to
Right.
have one cigarette a day or like a glass of wine a day. And now they're like, don't do that.
No, a
That's
glass
terrible.
of wine is still good.
Well, not
No,
no.
because-
Apparently,
no.
if you drink more than 2 drinks a week, you're like considered like a chronic drinker.
No,
No.
it's,
So what it was? So according to the
I think so.
Canadian, I forget which Canadian like organization it was. Basically, what it was no more than 2 drinks a week because more than 2 drinks a week, because alcohol is I guess is a carcinogen, and so it like increases your chances significantly of cancer.
I did an
Interesting.
STD test, and one of the questions is how many alcoholic beverages do you consume a week? And I was like, let me answer honestly here, and I had to think about it.
It's crazy when you think about it.
Nope. Like I put 25 conservatively.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, because think about it. If you have 2 drinks a night, it's 14 drinks.
I mean,
Yeah. So nowadays,
It's really just Wednesday nights.
And then,
Wednesday
there's,
nights.
and then there's 2 nights where you work like 7-hour shifts at a bar.
I
like
did 25 shots Wednesday night.
That's
alone.
insane.
What?
Yeah. Just tequila though.
I would still be hungover.
No, I was actually not hungover at all. I stuck to just tequila. I did no
That sounds horrible.
sweet alcohol,
well,
nothing.
I think
No,
there's
so,
alcohol probably in your blood.
So I start with straight shots of tequila, and then as the night progresses, I'll start to like shake them with a little lime juice in it. No sugar, just the lime juice, and
Right.
oh man, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Gets me through everything.
Yeah.
Woke up the next day, felt great. Fucking oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. 25 drinks. 25 drinks a week is, it's a lot.
Yeah,
It's
but
a lot.
then to be fair, like the rest of the week, other than Wednesdays, I don't drink that much.
Right.
I'll go through periods where I'll drink a lot for a few days, like.
Yeah.
But in general, I drink
But you
Wednesday
binge
nights.
on your Wednesday.
Yeah,
so
I
you
go
do your whole like. In,
So and
like,
binge
your whole-
drinking is the bad one. I
Really
think.
bad too.
Yeah, and
you shock the body.
I mostly drink right now, like usually like at shows. And the thing is, though, like now it's gotten to a point where I go to a lot of places, like whether it's Third Floor or the Nest or wherever
Mm-hmm.
else, right? And I get, and you get like a free drink, whatever. And now they always know, like, oh, glass of red wine, glass of red wine,
Yeah.
glass of red wine.
So
And I
they
was like,
know.
oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm like, here I am.
That's
So
why I get a Diet Coke. I try and because I'm used to that process of like a drink, and I like to hold something.
yeah.
Except for when I'm third, I'll have a glass of white wine. That's like my thing. White, you do red. you
Yeah,
know?
exactly. I feel like a real housewife. So
Yeah,
it's
me
like,
too. Exactly. That's exactly what I say.
I
I'm a
did
real housewife.
fucking red wine on Friday night. I was smashed. My God, holy shit.
And wine's the best drunk. It's like silly, sexy. It's like
Yeah.
horny.
And
it's
when
great.
when I retire, let me tell you something. My entire retirement is going to be filled with just drinking wine and abusing a lot of prescription medication.
oh yeah, fuck.
You'll officially be a real housewife.
Yeah, exactly. I just want pills
Yeah.
and just mixed around in the wine.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for
we have to
having
end
me.
now, but this was so much fun. Great conversations. Thank you guys for joining, and we'll see you all next week. Bye.